A powerful landslide has hit a major highway in Sweden. 3 people were injured. A pile of rocks filled the European Highway E6, which connects the west coast of Sweden and the whole of Norway. The mudslide damaged several cars, an area with a gas station and a fast food restaurant. A helicopter was sent to the site to clear the debris. It is known that explosive construction work was being carried out nearby. Police are checking whether they caused the collapse. In late August, a powerful landslide came down in Georgia. The medieval monastery of Shiomvam was covered with earth and a pile of stones. The morning was not the kindest for the citizens of Nizhny Novgorod. Since nightfall, the city was hit by a heavy downpour, which left the city stuck in traffic jams. A couple of hours later, the situation worsened. The rain was suddenly replaced by a powerful snowfall, which became a huge problem for drivers and those who were in a hurry to do business. By the way, there have been multi-kilometer traffic jams on the roads for half a day already. Forecasts of forecasters do not predict anything good until tomorrow morning. Just a few hours later, winter came to Nizhny Novgorod. The city was covered with a powerful snowfall, which even forecasters did not warn about. At this point, the roads were paralyzed even more severely. Only a few drivers changed their summer tires. With every hour the elements only gained momentum, and by lunchtime the snowfall spread like in the coldest days of winter. The situation was aggravated by the hurricane wind, which blew down pedestrians hiding behind umbrellas and trees. Because of the bad weather, more than 40 settlements in the region were left without electricity. It is not known how long Nizhny Novgorod residents will have to sit without light. According to the forecasts of the Ministry of Emergency Situations, wind and snow will remain in the region until tomorrow morning. And by the evening in the region is expected to be icy. Such an early snowfall is not quite usual for the region. As noted in the Regional Ministry of Emergency Situations, this year's snow fell 10 days earlier than usual. The forecast of weather forecasters, alas, is disappointing. The calendar autumn has just reached the equator. And 30-degree frosts have already hit Yakutia. It is not hard to guess that the trendsetter is Oymyakon. On October 17th at the weather station of the cold pole, the temperature dropped to -33. The cold weather turned out to be rapid. The temperature dropped sharply by 10 and more degrees. The weather stepped from normal to very cold. Such a strong frost on October 17th for the first time is observed for the last 30 years. The townspeople are used to the climate. You can't fight it. You either adapt and dress accordingly or suffer, a Yakutsk resident told reporters. Extreme heat is expected in Chile due to the El Niño phenomenon. A sharp rise in temperature is expected in Chile due to the El Niño phenomenon. Now it is spring in the country, as well as in the whole southern hemisphere. In the coming summer, the thermometer will rise to above normal levels, scientists warn. They are concerned because of El Niño, a weather phenomenon that causes sharp temperature fluctuations and climatic disasters. The consequences of extreme heat could again be forest fires. Last year, they already wreaked havoc in the central regions of Chile. The effects of the drought that has prevailed in the country for the past few years may also worsen. In the mountains of Almaty avalanche. There are victims. An avalanche has occurred in the mountains of Almaty. According to official data, the snowfall was triggered by 2 professional skiers. Rescuers have left to transport the victims. One of them is tentatively 33 to 35 years old. To get to the scene of the accident, emergency personnel will be several hours. So far there is no information about the condition of the skiers. Recall, the day before the local emergency department warned about the weather conditions and asked not to visit residents and visitors to the mountains.
That's one of the biggest avalanches I've ever seen in real life. It's gonna pummel us. Oh my gosh. What? Dude, I hope nobody's down on Boot Hill. Here it comes, bro.
Powerful hail in the United States and Colorado. A black nightmare cloud approached the city of Asuncion in Paraguay on October 26 late in the evening. In the city of Asuncion sharply darkened after a powerful storm front covered the city causing strong winds and then dropped on the city of the most powerful downpour. A video of passengers on a plane flying over the city of Asuncion were caught in storm clouds and air pockets caused by the storm in Paraguay has appeared on social networks. Meanwhile, on the ground, clouds began pouring down on the streets of the city, causing very powerful floods. Almost every street in the city was flooded. And the raging torrents of water swept away cars and motorcycles. U.S. Coast Guard personnel have recovered the wreckage of the Titan bathyscaphe that sank in the Atlantic. Safety engineers recovered and relocated the remaining Titan wreckage and evidence from the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean, the report said. The agency noted that also from under the wreckage of Titan were recovered suspected human remains. It added that they sent the evidence to the port for cataloging and analysis. The Titan bathyscaphe began its dive to the Titanic passenger liner Titanic on June 18. Communication with them was soon cut off. And a few days later, rescuers found large wrecks of the bathyscaphe. According to the preliminary version, there was an explosion directed inside the underwater apparatus. Forest fire broke out in the north of Spain. A forest fire broke out in the north of Spain. Burned at least 450 hectares of forest. According to the local government, the fire has approached populated areas. The situation is complicated by weather conditions. Because of the wind, the fire is spreading faster. The causes of the fire have not yet been determined. There have been no reports of casualties or injuries. The ongoing drought since July has dried up the Amazon River in Brazil. Its water level has reached an all-time low. For almost a month now, the country's largest state, Amazonas, has been in emergency mode. A boat or a boat in these places has always been more important than a car. It was river transport that brought food, medicine and fuel to the people of Amazonas, but the drought has paralyzed shipping. Manaus could run out of food and fuel. The neighboring city of Porto Velho is also suffering from drought. Anyone who can send us water, let them do so through humanitarian organizations. We really need water. Stated local resident Lucas. The largest city in the Amazon, Manaus, is on the brink of disaster. Until recently it was possible to get from here to anywhere in the region by ferry, but the ships are running aground. Many locals used to fish, but it is no longer available here. Greece was hit by a powerful storm Elias. The islands of Crete, Euboea, the Peloponnese Peninsula, as well as the regions of western and central Greece, were most affected by the weather. Over 3.5 thousand people were evacuated from various districts of Thessaly region. The authorities of Volos declared a curfew and banned traffic in most parts of the city. In the north of the island of Euboea, floods and heavy rains caused by the storm led to the flooding of more than 40 houses and the overflow of the river. Rescuers are helping people who are trapped in flooded houses. At the moment it is known that almost 260 people have been rescued from the city of Volos in Greece, flooded by heavy rains. For the second time, unfortunately, we have extreme weather events for several days in the region of Thessaly, mainly in Volos, but also in the north of the island of Euboea and in many other regions of Greece, said Greek Minister for Climate Crisis and Civil Protection Vasilis Kokilias. According to him, given the unfavorable weather forecasts, firefighters together with security forces, military and local government officials have been put on high alert. Only on Wednesday evening, 257 people were rescued from flooded houses in Volos. The head of the agency noted that at the moment 280 firefighters and 99 vehicles remain in Volos, as well as 50% of the staff of all special units available in the country, dealing with natural disasters. Cyclone Elias began slowly moving over Greece on Monday. In several parts of the country there were heavy rains, hail and mudslides. Bad weather was observed in the region of Thessaly, which was previously severely affected by Cyclone Danielle. In addition, heavy rains occurred in areas of southern and central Greece, as well as on the islands of Euboea and Sporata. 80% of the population of the port city of Volos, which is the administrative center of Thessaly, remained without electricity due to heavy rains. A number of streets, houses and cars were flooded. A similar flooding situation is observed in the north of the nearby island of Evia.